It's finally time for Aki. Welcome back to Cocky Gachas, and in this video we're going to talk about the patch notes preview for the March 16th update. And honestly, looking through it, it's very little stuff, but I still decided let's just cover it because Aki is in this banner, right? So we are going to talk about it, and there is also some key changes to the event. So first things first, we're going to take a look at Aki and the Soul release. You can see the illustration for Aki here. Not sure if people are a fan of it, but initially I've did see some leaks previously whereby the Aki's image, the graphics were drastically different. She looks more like a commoner back then, but now she has some kind of a main character vibes, right? So this is pretty good. And then also it's going to have the skill set as below. So honestly, they had also mentioned that the details of the skill specs, such as the percentage durations, can be found in game, but I find this to be rather misleading because if you're not on chapter 18, you probably can't check out the skills. I'm not sure why they decided not to include the percentages in this patch notes itself, right? It's a bit weird to me, but regardless, we can see those numbers subsequently, right? I'm also going to be doing a video on whether Aki is worth summoning, worth your Everstones, like I always do for all the new banners, new characters. And personally, I'm also going to be pulling 300 times for Aki. I've been saving for the past month, and now I'm up to, I think, 85k Everstones. So honestly, I would think that Aki is definitely worth your Everstones just for a TLDR, but of course we have to dive deep in also. It's not as simple as Honglan. I think Honglan was straight up broken. Aki might have some deliberation depending on your account state, but we are going to discuss the problem in the issue worth video like I've mentioned, so I don't want to touch too much on it. I will be summoning 300 times like I mentioned, and of course I will be streaming my pools live on the day that Aki drops. So on 16th March, I'll be streaming as usual, same streaming schedule, same streaming timing. It's GMT plus 9:30 p.m. So definitely check out the stream if you want to see me pull Aki. Maybe I won't get shafted this time. I've been shafted 2 times for 2 pickups, right? I only got like 10 epics for the past 2 times when the average is supposed to be 16, including those guaranteed. So I'm not too sure how it's going to go, but regardless, that is the pickup for Aki. And then next we are going to have the revisions to the event. So this is something that people really wanted, which is the retry button now being shifted so that when you spam the attack button, it will not go retry. And honestly, while this is a good change, I do feel like the response time for them has been a bit slow with regards to this problem, because the information for the points itself, they have added that in relatively fast, and this one itself, I don't see a reason why they can't just shift the interface like to the left a few centimeters to the left to prevent this problem, right? This seems like a relatively easy fix. Anyone that knows coding, right? Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not too sure, but this seems super easy to me. I don't know why they failed to implement this earlier, but regardless, it's a good thing. And there is also going to be a bonus survivor points being added. So if you were to survive, you are going to get 300,000 points. Previously, some people said that it's better to just face tank so that you can straight up get more points, right? Because it's easier than dodging, and it's much better given that there's no benefit except for the gift, and it doesn't really guarantee you getting the 100 bond points gift all the time. In fact, I would say I've never gotten it a single time, so it was never worth it, right? You should just spam, and if you happen to survive, so be it. But now there is a point to surviving, so I think for the last few seconds it's better to just go and dodge, depending on how much health you have. So this one we have to test again, but anyways, I think that the main issue still is the server problem. So I've checked with a lot of people, like people say that they have been using good phones, using good PCs, but the main problem is their connection to the servers. So if you're on more populated servers, maybe, or more like the potato servers, you might have some problems. I heard that Europe is especially a potato server, so for you guys in Europe server, I think my condolences, but this wouldn't help much, but at least it will alleviate the problem of you retrying if you happen to get a good score, with which I did see in a comment some people mentioning this. And then the mini games helper soul and the monster AI will change. So this change will be that the helper souls will now roam around the player, and when the enemy comes into range, they will attack those targets. So for this itself, honestly, it's nothing too special. However, if you add in the second change, which is if the monster is attacked, it will change its target to the attacker. So the helper souls now effectively help you tank. I think this one, for people that are not lagging so much, not in potato servers, I think it's totally not that relevant, to be honest. However, for people in potato servers, it's is very good because now the even if you were to lag, you would still have the helper souls helping you tank, right? So you can spam the attack button all you want, and you probably wouldn't die from the units attacking you through lag. So this might be a good change for that itself. Helper souls target search delay will now be removed. Previously it was 1 second, so they would always look for the closest target as soon as possible. No more cooldown, and also controlling characters will now be able to roll while being hit, so you wouldn't be staggered. And also, most importantly, I think that the raid circle is super annoying. The minigame's raid circle will now be changed. Before this change, it was 1 cast every 5 seconds and starting from 45 seconds, right? And now it's going to be changed to 1 cast every 10 seconds from 60 seconds. So this mini game's gimmick, the AoE raid circle of death, is going to appear less often, and you'll also be able to roll past it, given that once you get hit, you still wouldn't get staggered. So I think the raid circle will probably just be a slow tick of damage, right? It wouldn't be much of a problem anymore. That's what I think. And also, lastly, they have this love story whereby they changed the illustrations for the Mariam love story so that we'll be able to progress. And this is all there is for this update. Now, while all these changes on paper seem good, we would have to wait for the update on March 16th before people on this potato servers, right, having ping issues. You have to test it yourself to see whether it really alleviates the problems, whether it really helps to increase your score substantially. But overall, I do think that the devs are doing something right, albeit a bit late, especially for the retry button thing. I think that was a super easy fix, unless I'm wrong, right? Tell me in the comment section below. Anyways, if you haven't heard of it, the guild raid as well as the Champions Arena is going to undergo a massive revamp. So definitely check out this video over here where I touch on it and give my personal opinion on this news. I'll see you guys over there. This is Cocky Gachas signing off.